Okay, so basically, let me sit down for you guys. Hi guys, it's Jess from the future, but from the past when you're watching this, but from the future when I recorded it. I have no idea what's going on. I'm not gonna lie, like, I filmed this intro over a month ago. I have no idea what's going on. So basically, if you all know what's happening is, I read books. Hold on, let me think about it. I read books for the duration of the top playlist on Spotify. So the top Spotify playlist for each book decides how long I read the books for. I planned to do 3 or 4 books. I didn't, because I did a lot of reading on my Kindle and I read a lot faster. But for this, I used only physical books. I read 2 books. You'll see them. I read 2 books. And the playlist will be linked down below. But yeah, so basically this is a reading challenge vlog where I read the books for the amount of time that the playlist is. I don't know. So sort of like a Spotify playlist choose what I read thing. I don't know what I did. Like, even now when I thought I could explain it out of my head, I can't. Hope you enjoyed the video anyway. Just know I cut out a 4-minute intro for this. 4 minutes for this 2.5 minute one. Slay. Is 6 hours and 6 minutes long, right? So I would then play it. So I'd listen to it whilst I was reading. I would then read it. I would read this for the length of this. So I would be reading this, not necessarily in one day, but just in general. And I thought we could do this for like 3 or 4 books. I feel like I explained that really badly. But yeah, I'll come back to you. And I'll let you know how the playlist is going. I won't shuffle them, I'll just listen to it as it goes through. However, I noticed the first couple songs on that specific Friend of Glass playlist, which I'll link all the playlists down below, by the way, along with the books I read them with. And the songs in it are like, they have words, whereas usually I listen to instrument, which is why I go to like movie theme tunes, like Interstellar by Hans Zimmer, like just classical music. I gravitate towards that kind of genre when reading, which is fine. It's fine. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good reading year, babes. I have like, we're still in Friend of Glass, by the way, but like, I'm almost finished with Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter on my Kindle, which I randomly, it was just on my library, so I was like, I'm just gonna read that. It'll be like a really fun little quick read. And I'm loving it. Oh my god. So basically, I've not read a physical book in a couple of days. But with regards to the playlist, I've only been reading Friend of Glass whilst listening to the playlist, because I've decided I'm going to do this with like physical books. I don't know, I read a lot faster on my Kindle, which I feel like a lot of people expect. But I'm on song number 25, so if you listen to Spotify or even Apple Music on your laptop, it has a number next to it, which is the acoustic version of Anti-Hero by Taylor Swift, because I've not been shuffling it, so there we go. I'm on this one, and I was so confused why I was listening to Anti-Hero twice. Didn't realise she even had an acoustic version, so that's what we're on, out of 94 songs I think there is. Which is fine. I have my AirPods, so I'm going to listen through my AirPods instead. And then as far as Friend of Glass goes, I am enjoying it. And since doing this challenge, I've read maybe like 100-ish pages. So I'm on 280 out of 400. So I have 120 pages left. I've literally just put it back, but I will get it back up because I'm a nice person. Basically, we have like maybe like 15 to 20 songs spare. I finished Friend Glass in the playlist. Let's refresh ourselves. So this, let me screen record. One moment. Okay, so this is the playlist I picked. I got to Brooklyn Baby by Lana Del Rey. There we are. Okay, maybe it was less than like 15 to 20 things, but it's okay. So like, there are some songs on here that I thought were really good, like Hans Zimmer songs, stuff like that. And then there were songs on here that were like a bit questionable, like towards the end, the 21 Pilots was fine. Foreigner, Nirvana I wasn't sure about, or Creed I wasn't sure about. Like, some of it I wasn't sure about, and other bits I was. But basically that's it. I'm gonna pick my next book. Now, I could go with Crown of Midnight, and I am going to go and read Crown of Midnight. However, I don't want this to be just Friend of Glass books. So as stunning and as beautiful and as excited as I am to continue this story, not doing that. Now, obviously my book club book is How to Stop Time by Matt Haig. The playlist is the same length as the one for Friend of Glass. It's like 6.5 hours, and I'm actually on song 31, which is just happens to be Whatever Happened by The Strokes. And I'm going to give you an update because I am a third of the way through the book. I'm on part 3 of the book. And I'm going to give you a little update on the book and then an update on the playlist. So the playlist is actually pretty good. And at the beginning it was kind of rocky. There was a lot of Lana Del Rey, which is fine because this is like a contemporary literary fiction. And there's like a lot, if you don't know how Matt Haig writes, I've read The Midnight Library, so I'm kind of like familiar with how he does stuff. But he often, a lot of his stories, or the ones that I've read, are on like a multiple timeline thing. So you have your now, and then it jumps to multiple different ones. At the beginning, I wasn't really vibing with the book. I wasn't really vibing with the playlist. They were not meshing together. However, we get to like the 9th song in the playlist. We get to like 50 pages into this book, and I'm only on page 113, and it all starts moulding together. So I don't think this is a spoiler, but when Tom is first meeting Heinrich, they go to watch a Tchaikovsky show in New York in 1891, and at that moment, an instrumental piece called, it's not in English, but I'll try and pronounce it. It's called Embarqué sur l'Ocean from Miros by André Leplan. A really nice piano piece. This is what it's called. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, that piece came on just as the Tchaikovsky show started, and then I was like, oh my god. So then Matt Haig starts talking about music, well, from Tom's perspective. He starts talking about music and time and stuff, and I was like, oh my god. And I have been annotating it with, I picked a yellow pen to match, and I have to say, it's going quite well. I'm quite enjoying it. The playlist is doing great. It's doing bits, I'm not gonna lie. My water, some chocolate, and my book. I have 90 pages left of this book. What's the time? It's 4:30. I've been home since like 12:20. What have I done? Bro, I'm trying to film.
No? Have you got a clothes area up here that could be lent out or borrowed?
No, because you broke mine. The one that I bought off Amazon in my third year, you broke.
I never broke it. Don't you blame me.
I didn't break it, so who did?
You broke it.
I didn't. How did I do that? How could I have possibly broke it? I don't do the washing.
You do.
I do not.
Well, you do.
I didn't though.
Well, you do.
But I didn't break it.
Well, you do.
I don't.
I dare say you did.
You could broke my biscuits.
Oh, for goodness sake. Come and fetch your own biscuits.
No.
Biscuits are a leisure activity. Come fetch your own.
Anyway, I'm on page 255, part 5. I just got onto that. Here's the proof. Part 5. On this book, I tried to like do that, you know that thing where like you crack the spine without breaking it? I did that and I failed. So it is broken. But considering this book isn't like a fave, I'm not mad about it. I'm not worried about preserving this particular copy of this book. Also, like how cute my Christmas mug is. I really need to swap out my Christmas mugs for like my springtime mugs. I haven't done it yet. Look how cute it is. It reminds me of Chris Ria's song, Driving Home for Christmas. Anyway, okay, so I have like 24 songs left on the playlist, which is like 24 times 3 is like 782. So it's like an hour and 10 minutes. And I cannot read 90 pages in an hour and 10 minutes, which is fine. I do quite like this book. This book is going well. The playlist is like, is questionable. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, it's really good. And then there are, how is the leisure activity of picking up biscuits? Thanks.
You're welcome.
Nice. That was good crack. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So like, the songs will be fine. And then there will be like a song that just doesn't fit. So and that's when I usually stop reading, by the way. So like, the last time I stopped reading, it was The Love by Lord. It didn't fit, didn't feel it. Selena Gomez's The Heart Wants What It Wants wasn't meshing with the book. And King by Years and Years or Ollie Alexander didn't go. The Strokes, Whatever Happened, didn't go. Preacher Man was kind of a bit iffy, I'm not gonna lie. All the Taylor Swift, all the Lana Del Rey, really good. But it's weird because like you can acknowledge a song. So like Chemtrails Over the Country Club by Lana Del Rey is in this playlist. And I like acknowledged that was the song. But it went with the part I was reading. So it wasn't, like, weird. I feel like I'm just not... I don't know how fast people are supposed to read, but I feel like I'm just not getting the right parts of the book with the right songs. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, if I had it on shuffle or if I was, like, actively skipping, maybe this playlist would be really good. I think the majority... It's, like, 85% good. And, like, 15% a bit questionable and not very good for this particular book. I think we might just stick to these two. Stick with those two and then that will be it. And then I'll just read for fun. For funsies. Turns out I'm on the last page. 325, I didn't know it was the last page. And I feel like I've not really been paying attention. So we're reading the last page. I'm gonna cry, but I'm wearing too much mascara to do that. Right, I need to highlight something and then I need to talk in my book. Okay, I'm on song 89 out of 94. So, oh my god. So if you want to read this book, it can be read within the time of the playlist. So just a reminder of the playlist. It's How to Stop Time Dash Matt Haig by Mia Jones on Spotify. Oh my god. I feel like I've missed out on so much. I can't say it because it's a massive spoiler. How did I not pick up on this? Let me go back to the first page. Oh my god. I don't even know what to think. Right, well, let me just take a moment to think about this. I think I might rate the book later. Let me pick up Throne of Glass, because we also read that with a playlist. Got it. Okay. It's dusty. I haven't touched it in a while. The first book I read in this video, just to like cap it off, was Throne of Glass. I feel like I read this ages ago. And I gave this a 3 stars. And I think I gave the playlist, I don't know if I rated the playlist out of 5. But like I would give the playlist like a 4.5 stars. Posters here. But I gave the book itself a 3 stars. It's whatever. No, I don't love this book. This book is like not a 5 star. It's not like a phenomenal. But this style of writing it's like the way I write. It's one of my favourite ways to read because it lends to so much. The playlist, I will give you a sense of how good this book is in comparison to the playlist. There should have been more in the playlist. This book belongs to Lana Del Rey and Hosier. There is like maybe 1 or 2 Hosier songs. The last song I listened to was Unknown by Hosier. You know the one saying, "Distance never made a difference to me." That one. It was going around TikTok. Anyway, they own this book. This book is theirs, for sure. If the playlist had less of the weird songs that I've previously talked about in it, that like pulled you out, and more Hosier, and a tiny bit more Lana Del Rey, though there was a lot of Lana Del Rey in it, probably would have been 5 out of 5. I'm giving the playlist 3 out of 5. I don't know what I'm rating the book. I don't know if I'm going to tell you what I'm rating the book before the end of the video. It might be in the description box. I don't know. I might have to think about it for a quick second. But we'll end the video here anyway. I don't know if I'll come back with a rating. Maybe I'll edit it in at the end. I don't know. But thank you all for watching. I feel like this video, even though I've only read 2 books, I feel like it's kind of been a success. We found, and I still have loads more like playlists for books saved into my Spotify library, so I can always do a second part, which is fine. I feel like people underestimate how useful music is when doing stuff in your life. You always have a soundtrack to your life in many different things. I'll give you an example. The first winter term that I was in sixth form, it was Fine Line by Harry Styles because he'd released it in 2019. From December all the way through February, it was like Harry Styles. I only listened to that album and it was like ingrained in what my life was at that time. Do you know what I mean? And then my first term of university was Cherry Blossom by the Vamps. I always listened to that album because it had such a variety of different styles of song. By creating a playlist for a specific book, I don't know if they make the playlist before or after they read a book. Sometimes it feels like they do it before, other times it feels like they do it after, and it's like sublime and perfect and everything good. But also, the good thing about the playlists is, like, Past Lives by Bjorn is a song that I know, and I quite like Bjorn's music, and I just didn't know that they made that song. So it's like you're able to find songs, like sometimes you're reading and then like you're halfway through a song, you're hearing it and you're like, oh, this is a kind of a good song. So like you're adding to songs, and then the songs are adding to the book, and the book is adding to the crescendo of the music, and it all melts together really well, which I feel like is the outcome that you want for a video like this. You want the playlist to be good, and you want the books to be good, and when they're both good and they come together, it's just like You know? There's not much that could go wrong. I don't even think I can outro this. How's your day going? See ya. I don't know. I feel weird.